Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and we all know that 2021 was an absolute disaster for G2 in so many different ways. Not only were they coming into that year as the defending MSI champions, they were coming off a year of being a world semi-finalist where, you know, they lost a tough series to Damwon, but hey, at that time everyone was losing to Damwon. So G2 still seemed to be one of the top teams in the world. They picked up Rekkles, they had all this hype, all this excitement. Yes, they lost Perkz, but they still had 4/5 of what was, you know, the best Western roster and best Western team of all time. So they still had sky-high expectations. Everything went wrong. Everything was a disaster. They didn't make it to either LEC final, didn't make it to MSI, didn't make it to Worlds. All the drama, all the behind-the-scenes issues of like, what was going on with Rekkles, the team not fitting together, Rekkles and Mickey not maybe getting along that great, Jankos and Rekkles, kind of button heads a little bit. It seems like all that stuff. And then that led into this offseason where G2 decided to blow it up. They decided to totally rebuild. Everyone had hot takes. Everyone loved G2's offseason, hated G2's offseason, and everything in between. But after the series that I just got done watching, which was G2 against Fnatic, a 3-0 victory for G2. I don't know. What can you even say at this point? They won the offseason. Carlos is an amazing leader. They did a great rebuild, and things are looking up. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video today. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that a ton. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. With that being said, let's get right into this one. So earlier in the playoffs, obviously G2 against Fnatic. What was that series? A 3-1 victory? Yes, a 3-1 victory for Fnatic. So G2, was sent down to a lower bracket. Yes, they 3-0'd Vitality. Yes, they 3-0'd Misfits. But Vitality went like 9-9 during the regular season. They kind of sucked, even though they have a star-studded roster. They are the super team that was a failure. They're a super team that shows why you don't build super teams. But and then Misfits, they were kind of overrated. They had the MVP in Video, and then, a bunch of kind of mediocre players around him. So yes, it was awesome that G2 went lower bracket. It was awesome that they went 6-0, but hey, the Cinderella story was going to come to an end. It was going to be a third place finish for G2. It was still going to be better than, it was going to be as good as anything G2 did last year. And again, with younger players, with a brighter future, spending less money, still a massive success for G2. But there's no way they're going to come out and beat Fnatic, right? Well, wrong. This turned a 6-game win streak for G2 into a 9-game win streak for G2. And we're going to talk about Fnatic later on in the week. Fnatic is finished. That video is coming out. We are going to talk about that. I have so many different thoughts and opinions on Fnatic, but I want to give G2 credit where credit is due, even before they play this finals. This video is going to come out before the finals. And part of me wants to even pick them in the finals. If Caps and Jankos are playing in this form with some very, very talented players around them who seem to, have figured something out, who seem to have figured out a play style. Now, Fnatic did show some ways to beat Rogue. Fnatic did beat Rogue in 2 of those games. Also, if you look, Fnatic and Rogue, that series went 5 games. G2 and Fnatic, this series went 3 games. Now, obviously, Fnatic totally boomed. Fnatic ends on a 5-game losing streak. They did so many crazy things. I think you can absolutely question Fnatic's decisions, their playstyle, their drafts. I mean, TF in game 1, Kai'Sa in game 2. Like, you didn't really even choose to put up a fight until game 3. That's really, really weird. But like I said, if we just kind of click through some of these games, we can see in this series that, hey, Flocked and Targamas showed up. They went toe-to-toe with the best bot lane in the West, upsetting Hylissang. The real MVP Hylissang. So many Fnatic fans were hard flaming Video for, being the fake MVP, that Hilly was the real MVP. And what Hilly came out and just had a disgustingly bad series. And Targamas and Flocked, despite all the criticism they've got for, and some of it was rightfully so, or not even criticism, but skepticism. These guys were replacing Rekkles, maybe the best Western AD carry of all time, and, Mickey, who maybe has the best resume of any Western support of all time as well. This was going to be tough to do, but these guys showed up in a massive way. You can see in this game here, Flocked 6-1-10 on the Xayah, Targamas 0-4-18 on the Braum. Game 2, Flocked 7-0 Xayah, 1-1-9 for Targamas. And then in this game as well, we have Flocked going 6-2-7. This was his most deaths in any game in the series. And then we have Targamas 3-1-14 on Renata. What I love about G2 right now is that all of these guys have champion Oceans. I mean, Targamas is playing everything. Flocked, he got some criticism for maybe being an Aphelios one trick at one point or another, but hey, throughout the season, we've seen this guy play everything. We've seen him play Senna, Zeri. We've seen him play a Seraphine game. Now he's still very good at the Aphelios. He can play the Jinx. He's playing everything, to a pretty high level, and he's looking really good doing it. Obviously, having the Xayah pick back there is very, very nice. We know BB can play everything. I mean, he comes out playing some very, very nice Ornn games in the series. Obviously, the Gnar, not maybe as clean as the Ornn as we saw earlier in the series, but we know he can play everything in the top lane as well. And then you have Caps and Jankos, who, again, if Caps, that was always my big kind of question mark with this team, is that last year, Caps and Jankos were not a world-class mid-jung duo. Now, they have been in their careers, and more years than not, they are a world-class jungler and a world-class mid laner. Together, they are a world-class mid-jung duo, and this team needs that. You can't have a rookie bot side, a BB who's a very volatile top laner, and they are going to have to carry Caps and Jankos. That's not how this is going to go. Caps and Jankos is going to have to carry them, and they can be very, very meaningful players in that, but hey, they're not going to do the heavy lifting, especially not at like an MSI or a Worlds or something like that. But Caps and Jankos absolutely showed up. Jankos 9-4 on Volibear, Caps 6-3 on Sylas. Caps had a bunch of good Ahri games, 7-1 here. Game 1, he goes 5-1. I mean, this was a Caps we've been waiting to see the last 2 years. And he showed up in the perfect time. Again, in the playoffs, in an elimination series against their rivals in Fnatic after they just lost 3-1. And I mean, Caps even said it himself. Hey, Rogue showed us how to beat Fnatic, and we just copied off them. We just did the things they did, and that's awesome. And I'm glad that they were able to do this. But man, think about this offseason that G2 just had. Again, they moved on from Wunder, moved on from Rekkles, moved on from Mickey. They brought in 3 new players. They got rid of their entire coaching staff, and they were able to pull this off. And I know I tweeted about this earlier, like comparing it to TSM. Both of these teams finished 4th place in summer of 2021 after the playoffs. Both of these teams only kept 2 players the same and pretty much replaced everybody else. Including coaches and everything. And both of these teams were looking to rebuild. They were looking to get younger and also, save some money. G2 definitely did that. And they want to compete in 2022, and Carlos keeps saying that, but also they don't want to just keep, getting veteran players, spending a bunch of money to try and be good the next year and then have no idea what's going on in the future. Right now, this G2 team is about to play in an LEC final, which they did not do last year, and they're looking set up for the foreseeable future. I mean, all these players, are locked up long term. This G2 team, this G2 core, maybe some changes happen here and there. Maybe somebody decides they want to move on, or G2 finds an upgrade for somebody or whatever. But the fact that in this offseason, G2 passed up or missed out on a bunch, there was a lot of great free agents. Top lane, one of the weaker things, but even moving on from Wunder's crazy. But think of all the bot laners that changed teams. Hansama, Carzzy, all these guys. Doggo is a potential option out there. And then they had Rekkles, they had Mickey, all these guys, and this is the team they went for. Again, I think it's an absolute testament to love him or hate him, and love or hate G2, whatever. It's a testament to Carlos as a leader, the whole management in this organization, the systems they have in place, Caps and Jankos, being able to show up with a whole new roster and figure things out. This is not easy to do. And again, we saw TSM try to do a very, very similar thing. A team in a very similar position to G2. They made these moves and everything went wrong. They went from 4th place in the summer to last place in the LCS. G2 goes from 4th place in the summer to now in a very, very winnable finals against Rogue. Now, Rogue is a scary team. They've already proven in this playoffs they're maybe not the choking Rogue of old, but G2's coming into this very, very scary. Again, if you have Caps and Jankos, you are always going to have a chance. I know somebody tweeted out this as well. Flocked in today's series, 19 kills, 1 death, 21 assists, 40 KDA. I don't think that this is correct. Yeah, I was about to say, this guy says, sorry, 3 deaths. Yes, he did have 3 deaths. And so then I think this would mean 55 kills, 5 deaths, and 61 assists. I mean, Flocked's been popping off. If he keeps that up, he's going to be crazy. Targamas has really been a beast all year. Broken Blade's been a beast all year. It's just Caps, Jankos showing up, and Flocked keeping this form. This can be a scary team that could absolutely go win an LEC title. Again, something this G2 team did not do at all last year. And could maybe go to MSI and surprise some people, especially if the LPL doesn't go to MSI. This team maybe has a chance to make a run from getting 3-1 to Fnatic to going to an MSI finals, which would be very, very crazy. But hey, G2 won the offseason. G2 shocked everyone, surprising everyone, proving once again that they are a top-tier organization, top-tier management. Carlos is a top-tier owner. I don't agree with everything they do. I don't love everything that Carlos does. I don't love everything he says. I've been critical of him in the past, but man, you have to respect the things G2 is doing. And then, on the Fnatic side, like I said, we'll talk about them. But another disaster, another collapse for Fnatic, kind of showing the opposite things. Maybe not having a strong of management, not having a strong of leadership, not having strong of things in place. And a year where we saw 2 super teams in the LEC, neither of them will be in the finals. But yeah, pretty crazy. I don't know. Definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about G2. Do you think they are legit? Do you think they have a chance to win this thing? Do you think they're going to come back in summer and be just as strong? Or do you think maybe they're frauds? I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.